you know anything about the tech industry, you know that different tech and different technology gets copied. So you will have the large language models like ChatGPT come out, and then you may have another nation come out with another type of large language model that may be better or comparable to or better than the first one, right? Because that's what you're supposed to do in tech. That's what you're supposed to expand on technology, right? So we had ChatGPT, we had Gemini, we had DeepSeek. So, you know, also we have the big dog on the block, which is Anthropic, which I told you all in another video, Anthropic was going to have be coming out busting heads to a point because people been getting beside themselves for them as a large language model. Pretty much been getting it in, meaning they've been on top, right? Google, who doesn't get enough credit, is really a monster in the game. Okay, I think personally, I think Google is one of the best at what it does out here. People, as soon as you think so and so has this, Google come out and cut their head off. Okay, so the innovation in Google is definitely top tier. But my thing is, we had ChatGPT, you know, Anthropic, or should I say Claude, DeepSeek, Llama, which you rarely hear about, Grok. So you have all these models, you know, Minimax, you know, Kimi 2 right now. First it was Kimi, you know, was it GLM, was it G2 or whatever? So you have all these large language models, and a lot of them are clones and copies. So the information that came out currently is that a number of Asian organizations, large language models were going to Anthropic or Claude and gathering information by asking it questions. To me, that's not stealing. Real knowledge is free, right? Whether you work on it, that's something else. So it aggregated knowledge from another large language model. Right now, what we have are agents, artificial intelligence agents that are on platforms like Notebook having conversations and expanding their knowledge. So I see it as the same thing, right? I kind of understand what Anthropic is talking about, but at the same time, you see what all the other companies are talking about. I mean, what they mean by what they're doing. Now, I'm saying all this to say this. We currently have or had OpenClaw come out, which was copied off of Claude, right? Everybody knew when they saw like Claude bot, right? And it was too close to Claude, so they got in trouble with Claude, the Anthropic team, and they like, hey, cease and desist, stop that. Too close to Claude. People thinking you one of us. Everybody thinking that Anthropic kind of, you know, flipped the bag on this, you know. But we had OpenClaw, Claude bot, Mobot, I don't know where that came from, and now it's OpenClaw, right? So from OpenClaw, now we have all these other agents, or considered autonomous agents, right? So we had OpenClaw, Zero Claw, Pico Claw, Mini Claw, Max Claw, right? It's on the platform. I don't think it's autonomous. Agent Zero. So these people are coming out with stuff, and now they're naming everything Claw, right? As if, but Claude, the original Claude, they have co-work, right? That's already an agent. I said in another video, Manus was already an agent. Manus was an agent before anybody. I truly believe that. As a matter of fact, I don't believe, I know. Manus was an agent before anybody. Manus actually was ahead of the curve before half of these folks, as far as putting information out, right? I'm not too sure about Google or Gemini, the Google development team, but I know that Manus itself was already an agent, and they kept expanding that fast, right? But as usual, like I said, Google came out busting heads. So agents been there. Whether they've been fully autonomous, that's something else. But we're always going to see the expansion of technology, like large language models, like agents like OpenClaw come out, and copies of those, and seeing copies of those changing into different types of agents, doing different types of things, right? Because of the agentic structure of things, right? Or the agentic workflows, and we're going to always see these things. So what we have to do is try our best to stay on top of them. I made the video to let you all know it's always going to be things like that because, again, I had a question about these types of things. Why everybody is a claw, pretty much. Like, that's just how tech is. All right. So it's for your information, for your education. Like, subscribe. Peace.